Hey yo, it's your boy Chips Ahoy, back again with another video. Oh, it's been such a long time since I made a video. It feels weird to say. I'm gonna be coming back strong. I'm gonna be talking about a couple topics here today. Some of the topics that I've been yapping about in some of my recent streams, actually. Mainly gonna be focusing on why Minecraft, combat system is flawed, and then the challenges of running Minecraft servers. Now, everything that I'm gonna be discussing gonna be coming from my personal opinions, my thoughts, and then my perspective on it. I'd love to hear your views too, so feel free to leave a comment or join my Discord server or send me a private message on Discord as well. Now we're going to be starting off with the 1.8 combat system and minemen club. Now let's start with the 1.8, specifically minemen club. This version has numerous issues, which I'll break down along with general flaws in the 1.8 combat system. To keep it simple, here's the main problems. Unintentional mechanics. Combat system has many unintended features, such as hit selecting, jump resetting, and CPS abusing. These are never meant to be a part of the game. The exact CPS threshold, where your knockback will start to get reduced. I'm not really 100% sure where it is, but it's somewhere around 10 to 12. Lunar kind of addressed this with their practice server, where they had their CPS cap. I think it was 10 or 12. I'm not 100% sure which it was. Somebody gave me the information. I'm 100% sure if that's even true, if they did do that. I'm pretty sure that was when they were last open, like their last season that they were open. Again, I'm not 100% sure if they even added that or not. And another issue is, ping issues is a really big factor, really, with 1.8 combat. Even 1.9 plus too. Ping affects every server, but it is very noticeable on minemen. Hit registration does feel way off, and it has for the last I don't know how long now. For the last couple of weeks, it just felt weird for me lately. Even beyond that, too. I've ran a small server, before where the hit registration felt perfectly fine. It could just be because there's a lot of people online and, ping rerouting and whatnot. It all has a factor. Now, also with new generation knockback, it also doesn't help. Despite claims that it does help, the newer low vertical knockback also reduces the skill cap just in general. For an example, hypixel uses default knockback, which, despite the lag and, the cheater issue, which you could also say about, minemen, cheater issues, kind of insane if you really think about it. Hypixel offers a higher skill cap when conditions are ideal. New gen practice servers often simplify KB too much. They simplify just the PvP in general a little bit too much, making it less enjoyable for me personally. I feel like that it really does hurt the competitive nature of it too, as well as there being, a way higher skill cap. Now, overall, 1.8 has numerous problems, and unfortunately 1.9 Plus didn't really fix them. If anything, you could say that it maybe made it a little bit worse. The state of 1.8 PvP servers. 1.8 PvP servers aren't, what they used to be, especially since minemen is, dominating the practice scene, making it hard for new servers to gain popularity. Many small servers do struggle, and they will eventually shut down. I've experienced this firsthand while running small practice servers, as I have, in the past. Now, why do servers even fail? The main reasons, and the long short of it, is poor communication is a big factor. Not communicating well with your community. Lack of interest. People will just generally lose interest in your server, and then they'll just go right back to minemen club because that's what they're used to. Again, since this minemen club is monopolizing it, that's also a big factor. And then financial strain. Running servers, especially 1.8 related, which I've seen firsthand, is quite expensive. It doesn't generate a lot of money when you think about it. And just in general, again, I've seen it firsthand. It does not generate a lot of revenue, and it's not really that sustainable. Now, this will vary depending on, with the newer versions of Minecraft. If you have a unique game mode or if you just have a unique game mode in general, it can generate a little bit more revenue, technically, if people are interested. But again, that does depend. And then also you have to appeal to a variety of people. It's really challenging to cater to a diverse player base because everybody has a different preference. Some people like the new gen knockback, some people like the old school stuff like default KB, MineHQ, Kohi, whatever it might be, right? Because it has more skill to it. So in general, it's going to be hard to decide what you should and shouldn't add to the server, in general. Now we're going to be talking a little bit more about 1.9 plus servers. Now when it comes to 1.9 plus servers, especially newer versions like 1.21 and beyond, there's a lot more flexibility and potential with them. More players are, going to be getting into these versions and are getting into these versions, which is a plus. However, advertising can still be challenging. YouTubers and streamers often require payments, which sometimes is really expensive, especially if you want to get a bigger creator. Smaller creators is, again, a hit or a miss, and if they charge too much, it's not even going to be worth it, right? So that goes back to the money aspect of it then. And if your game mode isn't unique, players are not going to be sticking around. I can see that firsthand because there's so many copy-paste servers like Lifesteal, use basis against IPs and stuff like that. If there isn't a twist to it, people will not be staying very long because you really do need to think outside of the box in a sense. There are some downsides. The base knockback 1.9 plus is pretty underwhelming, and the forced nature of combat with limited knockback, it can be frustrating, at least for me personally. The weapon cooldown delay works well in theory, especially with normal survival gameplay, but it's a hit or a miss when it comes to PvP. Now, what I do like about 1.9 Plus is the emphasis on utility in PvP. I'm not sure if that was intended or not when Mojang decided that they were going to change it with Java Edition, but you do have to use a various of elements like your lava, water, cobwebs, blocks, shields, bows, crossbows, potions, axes to break shields, crystals and anchors. Mind you, that was probably not even intended to be used for PvP, as it is very broken because it's very, very overpowered. Tridents, the new maze too is also flawed tremendously with the elytras. You can basically one-shot people and totem break them and whatever, right? Totems, and then again elytras in general, and then all of your healing items. And there might have been more than I missed, but that's the majority of it in the new versions anyway. Now, again, this does add a great strategy depth to it, I guess you can say, to the combat. Unlike 1.8, where it's mostly just you spamming your mouse, spamming your hits, using rods and, your lava, water, cobwebs, your blocks, your bow, and then other projectile items, which are eggs and snowballs. I'm not sure if I missed anything, but I'm pretty sure that's about that for 1.8 anyway. Now, with the newer versions, you could do a lot more. For example, you can create custom items and models with more detail. Use custom images and scoreboards and in your tab list, and add custom prefixes to your ranks to make them look cooler. There's a more detailed color code support, so your chats can look more fancy. And then holograms too also look a little bit more fancy too. And also they just have more various support just for general entity editing and stuff like that too. Like you can make them bigger, make them smaller. You can do a lot of random things with them now too. So there's a lot more customizability, as you will, with the newer versions. Hence why it appeals to a lot more people now too. Now, what combat system do I prefer? I mean, I really can't say that I prefer any one of them because they both have strengths to them. I grew up with 1.8, when I, started playing Minecraft and whatever. I've been playing mainly 1.8 combat, and because it's what I'm used to and what I technically prefer, but I'm getting into 1.9 plus a little bit more, and it's getting more enjoyable, I'd say. But again, there's no right or wrong answer right now because they both have their issues, especially since the competitive side of 1.8 is kind of in shambles right now. I'll be honest, it really is. It's not even that enjoyable anymore, hence why I don't really go on my club that much anymore, and when I do, I'm streaming. What are your thoughts on this? Should I have added anything? Should I have removed something? Should I have maybe made something a bit more detailed? Feel free to let me know in the comments again, or message me on Discord or try my Discord. But yeah, it's been your boy Chips Ahoy. I'll be seeing you in the next one then. Adios.